Hello, ladies, and welcome to today's Facebook Live. So, no announcement, just totally impromptu, spontaneous. I wanted to hop on here today to share something that I trust will be super valuable for you as well, because it's come up in the last couple of weeks with a few clients of mine, especially around the new year, the new decade. And this theme of setting intentions and getting clear on our desires. And I had posed, sort of just seeded the possibility for reflections for a few of my clients around what would it take? What would it take for this year to be your best year yet? And among a few of them, the response was a lot of resistance, a lot of just no energy. I don't want to go there. That feels like too much work. I don't want to put the effort in. I'm just like, I've had it with setting intentions. I've had it with setting New Year's goals. I just want to let myself off the hook. I don't know what I want. I don't want to think about what I want to accomplish. And I just don't want to put the effort and the work in. And it turned into such a beautiful process because, as you, I'm sure, are aware of, anytime we know what we don't want, it really it really sheds light on more of what we do want. So in terms of what unfolded from this process, it turned out to be very rich and very clarifying for these clients. And so this whole idea, if for you, this whole idea of setting intentions, connecting with your desires, identifying your SMART goals for the year, new you, all of that, if it has been, as maybe still is, feeling somewhat forced or is adding more stress and more pressure and more contraction versus feeling exciting and enlivening, then I'm here today to offer a different spin on it that hopefully will give you another perspective, another doorway in that feels more expansive, that feels more inspiring, that feels more aligned with where you are right now in yourself, and more alive, and maybe even a lot easier and lighter and even juicier and more embodied. So it's really a simple way of just checking in. So one possibility is to just ask yourself, getting warm here. I first got really chilly because it started like snowing and sleeting and hailing out here. It was a beautiful sunny day, and all of a sudden the clouds came in and the winter weather started pouring down. It was actually quite beautiful. So is to ask yourself, kind of taking the focus off of the externals, off of kind of the external measurements and reference points, and really go all the way as deep inside as you can. And ask yourself, what is the experience of yourself and your life that you want to have this year, regardless of what you accomplish or don't accomplish, regardless of what goals you set and hit or not, regardless of what milestones you reach or not, regardless of what happens or doesn't happen. This is where you have the most power, the most control, the most freedom. So it's a beautiful kind of baseline to get really clear on. This is how you guarantee your success, as you're going to define it here, by mastering your inner state in the face of whatever life however life arises. And another way, so definitely that's like first and foremost, the foundation to set, get clear on that. Another way that I find really enjoyable and really liberating and more just, it has more juice, it has more inspiration to it. And just FYI, my door just blew open, so I may have to go and close that if it gets too chilly. Bypass the whole getting clear on your like sort of external desires and setting intentions and identifying your measurable goals is to bypass all of that and sort of go all the way to the end state of imagine, kind of transport yourself into that position, into that experience. If you did get to that place, if you were already at that place of having everything you've ever wanted, you had arrived, you had all the abundance, all the love, all the time, all the freedom, all the things, you fill in the list for you personally. What is the experience of yourself and your life that you would have if you were already living out everything you've ever dreamed of? It has already happened. Go all the way there to the best of your ability, in your body, in your mind, in your heart. There's a way, excuse me, there's a way in which we, all of us, have this tendency to wait, to give ourselves permission to feel a certain way, to do certain things, to stop doing certain things, until certain things, certain details, conditions line up out there. So what I invite you to explore for yourself is, if I already had XYZ, all the things that I listed up above, what would I be doing more of or less of? Both internally, like inside of your own being, and externally in terms of actions and experiences. What would you be feeling more of and less of? What would you be thinking more of and less of? And, what would you be kind of prioritizing or concerning yourself with versus no longer worrying about? What would you just let go of? And what would your focus be? These are some ideas to kind of generate get more proximity to this reference point of your future self, of already having, it's already done. You've arrived at that ultimate destination as you imagine it to be. For example, it could be some of the common ones when we have this tendency to only give ourselves, we postpone giving ourselves permission to have a certain experience until certain conditions have lined up. Some of the common ones, the common qualities that we can kind of keep at arm's length when we're in the mode of pursuing our desires versus having them and already enjoying them, is you might allow yourself to be more present right where you are with whatever you're doing, because that sort of overhead of dissatisfaction and having to get somewhere else would not be running in that background, in the undercurrent. You might allow yourself to simply enjoy your life more for similar reasons. That undercurrent of dissatisfaction and pursuit would not be as dominant if you were living out your desires already. You might give yourself permission to rest more, to slow down, to lighten up, to feel good enough, to feel worthy, to feel calm, to feel peace, to have a no stress policy. These are some possibilities, qualities that would become more available and more readily online for you. So these are the feelings that you want to intentionally start to practice and really embody, not only in your head, in your brain, in your mind, but on a somatic level. So it's taking your focus, the emphasis off of the external measurements, the external results, evidence of conditions changing out there as a measure of progress and success. And instead putting all your focus on your internal state and mastering that no matter what. And it's really by what I'm finding really powerful that I'm coaching a lot of my clients around is to, when I talk about doing this on the somatic level, it's really putting your body into the postures, into the yoga of those experiences, of peace, of satisfaction, of contentment, of enjoyment, of presence, of calm. So that might mean literally lying on the floor, deepening your breath, really slowing down inside, allowing your body, your breath, your whole kind of energetic being to really soften, to melt, to become more supple, become more available, to really open that kind of energetic, like that physiological embodied posture of receptivity, of openness, of availability. And this really does require the time and space to let your nervous system really unwind and really down regulate into more presence, to really find that deeper source of equilibrium and contentment that lives inside of you, that lives underneath all the doing, all the effort, all the movement and momentum of life, that never wavers no matter what is happening out there. And this really is the real source of freedom and power that doesn't rely on circumstances of your life going a certain way and conforming to your goals. That's the whole point. So again, let me just kind of pull this all together once again. And welcome, ladies who have joined. I invite you to go back to the beginning so that, as you know, I always kind of preface it with there's a deliberate sequence. So I want you to get the full picture and the full context so that you can really implement and integrate this. But quickly, it's if I already had arrived, if all the conditions of my desires were met, how would I feel? Like, what would the predominant feeling be? It might be satisfaction. It might be fulfillment. It might be wholeness. It might be peace. You fill in the word. And how would you be in your body right now? How would you be moving or not moving? How would you be breathing or not breathing? What would the thoughts, the predominant thoughts be? And what thoughts do you need to be thinking to create those feelings of satisfaction, of peace, of presence, of contentment, of safety, security, fulfillment, richness, abundance? Did I already say that? Fullness. Whatever your juiciest, most alive words are, what are the thoughts you need to be thinking to generate and conjure up those feelings in your nervous system, in your body, in your being? And then lastly, to make this super practical and concrete, is Set the intention at the beginning of the day to spend more time in that place of already having arrived, of the conditions of your desires already lining up, already being present, already in existence. Set the intention to go there and hang out there in that atmosphere, in that field. Let it really like drench your nervous system. So take the time to really let it permeate and penetrate you. Receive it. Let yourself have it. And then at the end of the day, check in with yourself. How much of the day, how much time did I spend in that vibration of already having it, already feeling it, already enjoying it? It's already done. It's already here. And being with those feelings. So that, I know I entitled this goal, How to Have Your Best Year Yet Without Setting Goals. So it's kind of sneaky because I'm giving you a certain goal, a certain intention, a certain focus, but hopefully this feels more, just more alive, more accessible, more juicy for you to practice and play with. And it just keeps it more, it's just in a more embodied way. So enjoy taking this into the field, taking this into your own life, taking it for a test drive, and then circle back. Comment below if you have any questions. And by the way, I do have a free training coming up, not next week, but the following Monday, the 27th. It's going to be 5 days. I'm going to be sharing my top practices for creating more bliss in 2020. So the landing page and all that is in the process of getting created. So in the meantime, if you want to make sure to get in on those details, leave a comment below, put your favorite heart emoji below, just any way to make sure I've got you on that list, and I'll make sure you get all the details to follow along with that. It's going to be 5 days of me sharing, just like every day, a daily workshop. It's a 5-day series. So if you want to be in on that, pop a comment below. And any questions as you take this and play with this in your own life. It's been a pleasure being with you today. And thank you so much for joining me, ladies, and more coming soon. Okay, much love. Ciao.